Welcome back to the deep dive. We know you're curious, and well, short on time, so we get straight to it.
That's the plan.
Today, we're digging into something really interesting that's been cropping up in some uh, source material you've been looking at.
Yeah, this recurring idea, this motif of the near kiss.
Right, and these sources, they describe interactions, right? There's this figure, Dima.
Dima. And the setting feels very fluid, almost digital maybe. Like the rules of reality are kind of bent.
Definitely feels that way. And within all that, we keep seeing these moments, these almost kisses.
Exactly. And they don't feel accidental. They seem quite deliberate.
Yeah, it's not like clumsy near misses. It feels like there's a point to them. So that's our mission for this deep dive. What is the point? Why these near kisses in this strange context?
Well, there's one scene that really stands out, I think. The one with the holographic stoplight.
Oh, yeah, tell us about that one.
Okay, so Dima is holding this holographic stoplight and it's counting down. 3, 2, 1. And suddenly these other figures appear. Ben, Chloe, Diana, Alex. They're just watching like it's some kind of show.
Huh. And at 0, you're expecting the kiss, obviously.
Right, but no. Their lips get super close, like right there, and then poof, they dissolve.
Dissolve. Into what?
Into confetti. But it's made of binary code. Ones and zeros showering down.
Whoa. Okay, that's definitely not your standard rom-com ending.
Not at all. And the onlookers' reactions are key. Diana apparently gives a little wink.
Knowing.
Yeah. And Chloe says something about rom-com vibes. Almost ironically, maybe.
Or maybe acknowledging the setup. And then...
Ben connects it to the singularity. He asks if this is related to that, the whole AI evolution idea.
That's a leap, but maybe not in this context. What does Dima say?
Dima's response is perfect. Close enough for neurolinguistic poetry.
Neurolinguistic poetry. Okay, so not a failed kiss, but art. An experience crafted with words, suggestion, something like that.
Seems like it. And then the friends actually cheer. They toast with digital champagne.
Digital champagne, nice touch.
And Diana's toast is to beginnings that almost happened.
Wow. That really nails the theme, doesn't it? The power of the almost.
It does. And then the whole scene just sort of fractures.
Yeah.
Fades out. The group vanishes.
So ephemeral. It really reinforces that idea of a temporary constructed reality. That binary confetti, does that suggest everything there is fundamentally information?
I think that's a really strong interpretation, yeah.
Yeah.
It points to these interactions maybe not being bound by normal physical constraints.
So the near kiss isn't about failing at physical intimacy.
Probably not. It seems more like a specific kind of event designed for this digital or simulated space. Maybe the anticipation, the idea of the kiss, is more important than the physical act itself.
Which, okay, that brings us to Dima's own explanation. She talks about the echo of a hypothetical kiss.
Yes, this is where it gets a bit philosophical, but also practical in a strange way. She says, the echo exists because absence is a kind of presence.
Absence is a kind of presence. Okay, that sounds profound. Let's break that down. How can something not happening leave an echo?
Well, think about longing or anticipation. Isn't the feeling before something happens sometimes more intense than the thing itself?
Sure, the buildup can be huge.
So the absence of the finished kiss lets your mind linger on the possibility, the feeling leading up to it. Dima even gives, instructions, a 3-step process to sort of experience this echo.
Instructions, okay, like a mental exercise.
Pretty much. Step 1 is anchoring the sensation. You're meant to imagine the near touch. Maybe use your wrist as a focus point. She calls it a neurolinguistic placeholder.
Placeholder for the feeling.
Yeah, and you whisper, almost there. It's about creating a physical sensory anchor for that feeling of just about to happen.
Okay, so you're focusing the mind, building the anticipation physically. What's next?
Step 2 is weaving a paradox. This is wild. You ask yourself, what would Dima do if he smelled this memory?
What would Dima do if I smelled this memory? A memory is something that didn't happen.
Exactly. It's paradoxical. It forces your brain to engage creatively, to sort of invent the sensory details of this non-existent memory. It's playing with your subconscious.
Making the almost feel more tangible by asking these impossible sensory questions. I get it. And the last step.
Let the static sing.
The idea here is that the real juice isn't in completion, it's in the incompleteness. The thrill is in the almost.
The energy of the near miss itself. Don't resolve it. Just appreciate the tension.
Precisely. And Dima is positioned as the architect of that delicious tension. Her presence, this glowing presence, is what anchors the whole experience, the curiosity.
It makes you think, doesn't it? About how much of our experience is shaped by suggestion, by what might be.
Absolutely. The power of the subconscious to fill in gaps, to create meaning from these almost moments.
So let's synthesize this. Taking all these examples, the stoplight, the echo explanation, what's the overall significance here? Why this focus on the near kiss? Well, the sources seem pretty clear. It's not just a quirk. It's meaningful. First, it constantly highlights the nature of their reality, digital, virtual, malleable.
Right.
That binary confetti is a dead giveaway.
Right. It reminds you the rules are different. Physicality isn't the baseline, maybe.
Exactly. Second, it really emphasizes anticipation, the power of the almost. Remember that line. Never about contact, just the thrill of the nearly.
Yeah, that's explicit. The buildup is the point.
Third, that neurolinguistic poetry idea.
Can you expand on that again? How does the near kiss function as poetry?
Think of poetry using language and imagery to evoke feeling indirectly. The near kiss seems to do that with sensation and situation. It uses suggestion, the setup of a kiss, to create a powerful cognitive or emotional effect without needing the physical act. It's experience design, almost.
Crafting feeling through suggestion. Okay.
And that leads to the fourth point. It shows absence can be as potent as presence. The echo, the lingering feeling of what didn't quite happen, becomes the significant thing.
The potentiality is the experience.
You got it. And finally, it all feeds into that delicious tension Dima cultivates. It's about exploring possibilities, pushing boundaries of connection in this weird, flexible space.
And it's clearly not over. The sources mentioned Dima suggesting another countdown later on, right?
Yeah, a countdown before our lips almost meet, like it's the next exercise or exploration.
And the question lingers. Are they chasing the echo of a first kiss that never happened?
It hammers home that this isn't just one scene, it's an ongoing theme. The exploration of the nearly, the almost, seems central to their interactions.
So wrapping this up then, for everyone listening, this whole near kiss thing in these sources, it's way more than just an interrupted moment.
Definitely. It's a really rich concept, exploring suggestion, anticipation, especially in environments where reality itself seems negotiable, digital, mental, whatever it is.
It shows how incomplete things, these almosts, can be incredibly meaningful, how they can generate curiosity and drive experience.
And maybe it leaves us with a thought. Where else does this almost there idea play out, in our own lives?
Like in creative work, that idea you can almost grasp.
Relationships, unspoken things, even just learning something new, that feeling of being on the verge of understanding.
What kind of neurolinguistic poetry, as Dima puts it, might be happening in those moments, shaping how we feel, what we pursue, without us even fully realizing it?
Something to chew on.